Hello, wedding wanderers. My name is Assumpta and welcome to Ave Creations TV, a home for busy professionals and entrepreneurs who want to plan a timeless, sophisticated, and unforgettable wedding celebration or special event. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 10 things your wedding planner is not. So if you want to hear more, stay tuned. So the first thing is your wedding planner is not a slave. Yes, I said it. Your wedding planner is not a slave. I think that would stand to reason, but you'd be amazed. Some clients or their friends and family end up treating their wedding planner like a slave or a servant, and that's not what they're there for. While I personally, because I can only really speak for myself and also the planners that I know well, believe in serving and a high level of service, we are not servants. So please don't treat us like that. We're there to give you the best day possible and we'll go over and beyond. But it's always nice to be treated nicely. The second thing your wedding planner is not is a relationship therapist. That probably sounds a little bit weird, but when you spend 2 years, 18 months, 9 months, whatever the time may be, talking to somebody and planning with them, you tend to get quite close to the couple and also to their family. So what could happen is they start to tell you personal things, and while I'm not going to go around telling other people these things, you may expect from me some sort of answer, but I am not a professional therapist. And if you are either having troubles personally or in your relationship, or even if you're not having trouble at all and you just want some guidance, I would highly recommend hiring a professional. My husband and I had premarital counselling. It was a prerequisite of having a Catholic church ceremony, but even if it wasn't, I would have done it anyway because I think that it's a really great idea. So your wedding planner is not a therapist. Hire somebody professional to help you. Or go to your local church. I'm not sure if mosques and temples or other religious institutions offer this. They might do, but do your research. The third thing your wedding planner is not is your lawyer or your proxy. If you watch my previous video, and if you haven't, go do that. I did say that I studied law and I worked in criminal law at the beginning of my professional career, but that does not make me your lawyer. I can look over contracts for you and maybe highlight bits that you should pay attention to, but I can't give you any professional legal advice. You need to hire a lawyer for that. Also, as I said, I'm not your proxy, which means I can't obtain your marriage license for you. That's also something that you need to do yourselves. The fourth thing your wedding planner is not is a guest list and seating chart creator. The guest list, obviously, I do not know your friends and family, so I can't create that for you. And with regards to your seating chart, even if you were to give me the guest list, it's highly unlikely I would make a very good seating chart because I don't know that Uncle Sylvester and Auntie Ife divorced 6 months ago and don't want to be sat on a table together, irrespective of the fact that they may still have the same surname. Nor do I know your family dynamics or your friends from school who don't like your friends from uni and don't want to be sat together on a table. It might not even be as complicated as that. Everybody may love each other, but certain people may have a better experience if they're sat with their spouse, for example, or their cousins or their family members. You get the picture. So that's something for you to do yourself. The fifth thing your wedding planner is not is a babysitter. While on the day we're there to help, we aren't there to take care of children because we actually have too much work to do. So watching the kids, taking children to the bathroom, those aren't necessarily in my job description. If you are having children at your wedding, I would highly recommend some of the excellent professional babysitting services that are available for weddings. Or if the child has an au pair or a nanny, you may just have to hire the nanny for the day to look after that child or all of the children. But I would recommend that you make childcare arrangements so that your wedding planner can focus on the things that they need to focus on, like turning your wedding dreams into a reality. The sixth thing that your wedding planner is not is your maid of honor. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but you get quite close to your wedding planner over the time of the planning process. So oftentimes it may feel a little bit like they are your maid of honor, especially if you don't have a bridal party. but most people tend to. And the reason why I say that your wedding planner is not your maid of honor, because your maid of honor tends to stick with you the whole day. And while you will see your wedding planner a lot, they will also be running around in the background, making sure everything runs seamlessly and fighting fires if there aren't any, not literal fires, but if anything goes wrong, it's their job to make sure you don't know it. Therefore, it's something for you to know that your wedding planner isn't actually your maid of honor. They have different duties. For example, your maid of honor is not going to be checking that all of the chairs are in the right places, all of the centerpieces are perfect, and the cutlery is aligned. Most maid of honors don't do that unless they happen to be planners. But yes, something for you to think about. The 7th point follows on from the 6th, but your wedding planner is not a herdswoman or herdsman for your bridal party. While I make a schedule for your bridal party so that they know what's happening on the day, particularly your bridesmaids, because they have to have hair and makeup done usually, if you do not all stay together, or even if you do, and one of your bridesmaids doesn't want to wake up on time and doesn't show up for her hair and makeup time slot, you cannot blame your wedding planner. Similarly, if a groomsman or a bridesmaid is enjoying themselves during cocktail hour, eating canapes and mingling with the other guests and doesn't want to tear themselves away to take group shots with you, that is not your wedding planner's fault. When you have larger bridal parties, I probably would assign somebody on my team to help to wrangle them a bit, but really and truly that's not our job. Hopefully you have people in your bridal party who just keep an eye on time. While we'll prompt them, they also need to help us to help you by appearing when they're supposed to. If they don't want to listen, that's actually not your wedding planner's fault, but we will do everything possible to ensure smooth running of your day. The 8th thing that your wedding planner is not is an emcee or any other supplier for that matter. Full disclosure, because that's what this channel is about, being honest with you and sharing in hopes that you'll be able to make your day as awesome as possible. I was an emcee at one of my clients' weddings last year. It was in Paris, and I took along with me a French-speaking assistant. That was more so for my ease and also to help the guests, because a lot of the guests attending were French-speaking. But on the day, the person that the couple had decided was going to MC was quite nervous, didn't really know what they were doing. So we took on that role. Thankfully, it was a small wedding. If it was something bigger, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But because it was small and also in a hotel where the hotel had staff members to ensure that everything was running well and to time, myself and the assistant I had brought along were able to relay information, tell a few jokes to the guests, and it went down really well. The French-speaking guests particularly loved that I could say things in English and they would be translated in French. So in that instance, it worked out really, really well. That is rare. It doesn't always happen. I would highly recommend that you either hire a professional or use a friend or family member who is experienced with public speaking or has practiced beforehand so that they are not a nervous wreck on the day, and you can allow your planner to do what they're supposed to do, bring the plans to fruition. The 9th thing that your wedding planner is not is a security guard. Yes, while I supposedly have the guns for it, I am not a security guard. I cannot stand on the door or be checking people's invitations or ticking their names off a list to ensure that they're supposed to be there, because there will be other things that I'm supposed to do. Venues normally have their own security, or there are lots of companies that you can hire private security from. Definitely do that, because that is not the job of your wedding planner. And the final thing that your wedding planner is not is a witch, a wizard, or a magician. Bear with me. We are not witches, wizards, or magicians, or at least I'm not. I can only speak for myself. By that I mean, while I create magic, I cannot turn water into wine or turn £10,000 into £100,000. There is only so much I can do, so you have to temper your expectations. Please, please, please be aware that all the professional wedding planners I know, we always go above and beyond for our clients. I personally like to surprise mine with maybe adding something in that they wanted and couldn't have, or I will generally try to go over and above their expectations in order to give them the best day. But there is only so much I can do. So please remember that we are not witches, wizards, or magicians, okay? I hope that these 10 points helped and gave you something to think about and help you to set your expectations so you know what your wedding planner will and won't do unless otherwise agreed. As I said, some of these things in this list your wedding planner may be able to do for you, but you need to have a discussion about it. Don't automatically assume that these things will be included in your wedding planning. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with anybody that you think may find it beneficial, and if you aren't subscribed, then please subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.